You cannot have a strong country with a weak army. You have to have a strong country with a strong army.
Strong army. So what does strong army mean here, though?
ये किसी भी modern democracy में a strong army is important. But any institution in any democracy or any other system, जिसको कोई check नहीं करे, जिसको कोई balance नहीं करे, जो transparent ना हो, जो accountable ना हो, जो जवाबदेह ना हो, वो कोई भी organization वो उस system को खराब कर देती, फाड़ देती है, तोड़ देती. So while I agree that a modern, well-equipped, technologically savvy, well-armed, well-budgeted military is essential for any country to function in the system we live in. I mean, they're about to have freaking World War III in Europe. This is not a joke, what's happening, right? But you cannot sustain a system जिसमें कोई जवाब दे. Everybody works for somebody in a system which works. Yes, नहीं हो सकता. And even आप मिसालें ले लो जो democratic systems नहीं है, उनमें भी जैसे China and जैसे बाकी system, उनमें भी there are well checks. Everybody answers somebody. एक बंदा है who doesn't answer anybody, but even he has to eventually answer to his party, Xi Jinping. So ऐसा नहीं होता. It's unsustainable. But to your point, the military will have to, bottom line, the military will have to think very clearly about कि लोगों की जो support है, जो उसके पास 75 साल से है, लोग कभी पाकिस्तान में फौज के खिलाफ नहीं निकले ऐसे, right? जैसे आप निकले हैं May 9th के, and that's something which should be disturbing the military. Yes, लोग बलूचिस्तान में निकले हैं. Balochistan is not a happy place.
We're not allowed to go to Balochistan.
Right. लोग वजीरिस्तान में निकले हैं. Do you want the rest of the country to become like Waziristan, Balochistan? No. So those are two examples. जिधर लोग निकल आते हैं, उधर मसला शुरू होता है. अब लाहौर में, कराची में, गुजरांवाला में, फैसलाबाद में, पेशावर में लोग निकलने लग गए. That's not good. That's a bad sign. पहले लोग डेरा बुक्की में निकलते थे. आप कहते थे खैर कोई नहीं. You know, we'll media बंद कर देंगे, अखबार बंद कर देंगे, सरदार डालेंगे, लोगों को मार देंगे. But you can't do that in downtown Lahore. You can't. आप नहीं कर सकते downtown कराची में. आप लाहौर कैट में आप बंद तो अपने हाजी लोगों को कर दिए, 10,000 लोगों को बंद किए हैं, कर दिया आपने. But you cannot sustain that because आप लाहौर में आप कर्फ्यू नहीं लगा सकते जैसे आप बाजोड़ में लगा सकते हैं, जैसे आप वजीरिस्तान में लगा सकते हैं, even जैसे आप डेरा बुक्की में, सिडनी में लगा सकते हैं, ग्वादर में लगा सकते हैं. तो अब ये that problem is beginning to come. Yeah, that's an issue.
No, for sure. But sir, I also feel, and I would love your take on this, is in terms of, I feel, yes, the army should have an internal discussion, I feel, but I feel, there is no incentive for them to have that discussion because they get everything on a silver platter, right? And I think a bigger part of this is that they've been very strategically been able to divide these political parties too. There's a reason why Khan was so easily able to be removed because he didn't have a good majority, right? Because army deemed it, or the powers that be deemed it that way. And I feel that has always been a big problem. And whatever politician comes, and I will also say, when Khan came into power, he was very adamant that I will not sit with the opposition leaders. And now you're seeing the same with the PDM coming in power. It's like, nah, you took revenge on us, we're going to take revenge on you. And I think this, sickening cycle is just going to continue. But don't you think the way forward, a big part of this is our politicians themselves, the idea of them never being able to sit together? And if you remember, sir, this used to happen between PPP and PMLN as well. And then they decided in the last decade, nahi yaar, ye to hum alag ho jate hain, hum to इकट्ठे रहें, वरना तो हमें भी तोड़ देते हैं.
I mean, पॉलिटिक्स में कोई परमानेंट दुश्मनी नहीं होती और कोई परमानेंट दोस्ती नहीं होती. और आज भी हम इसी चीज पे बैंक कर रहे हैं. माय क्वेश्चन बैक टू यू इज कि ये वही फौज है जिसने मियां साहब को निकाल के वापस चांस दिया. ये वही फौज है जिसने जरदारी को जेल में डाल के वापस सदर बनाया. ये वही फौज है जिसने बेनजीर को बाहर भेज के फिर वापस अलाउ किया था कि वो आ जाए. ये वही फौज है जिसने एमक्यूएम के खिलाफ ऑपरेशंस कर करके हजारों मुत्तहिदा के लड़के मारे, मगर आज एमक्यूएम के मिनिस्टर्स को गवर्नमेंट में बिठाया हुआ. ये वही फौज है जिसने Exactly. So I mean ये वही फौज है जो हर एक को फारिग करके फिर उसे बना के फिर फारिग करके फिर बनाती है। इस फौज ने बाय द वे नवाज शरीफ को भी बनाया, खाली हम क्यों को नहीं बनाया, राइट? इस फौज ने बाय द वे भुट्टो को भी बनाया, राइट? भुट्टो अयूब खान का प्राइम मिनिस्टर,
तो लोग
ऊपर से नहीं
खान
उतरा
को भी
था।
इन्होंने ही
अयूब
बनाया।
खान का, सॉरी, अयूब खान का फॉरेन मिनिस्टर। श्योर, एब्सोल्युटली।
या
ये
अयूब
तो हमने
used
चीज
to
डिसाइड
supposedly
कर ली
call
है।
him like वो बड़ा मशहूर था, अयूब खान यूज्ड टू ट्रीट
सन,
लाइक तो लाइक हिज सन, और वो मजाक करता था एंड या
बट But the question today is, जब ये फौज इतनी practical है कि हर एक से डील कर लेती है, if they can, well, um, be so flexible with everyone, why aren't they being flexible with Khan? That's a question. That's a question which we must all be asking. That if they've made peace with everyone through the years, they do two things, right? They either send you off and or kill you, right? Or they negotiate with you, right? And they bring you back in. What's going on with Khan? Why aren't they being flexible?
बट सर डोंट
What's
यू
at stake?
थिंक दे इवेंचुअली विल, बिकॉज अभी तो देखें समझे दिस गाय, उन्होंने एक बंदे को जो भी सपोर्ट की, सडनली इट बैकफायर्ड, नाउ दे आर काइंड ऑफ लाइक, तो साफ लग रहा है दिस इज रिवेंज पॉलिटिक्स गोइंग ऑन राइट नाउ, बट देन व्हेन दिस विल पास you never know, he might be again their favorite child.
You
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
count it out. But Shabazz, but the Sharifs have the sort of pull right now. They have the sort of leverage right now. They have the sort of contacts right now. They have the support right now. Externally, which they don't have, which Imran doesn't have internationally. और because पाकिस्तान की हमेशा से strings जो है वो pull internationally होती हैं. Imran doesn't have any friends. He has media loves him, international media loves him, but Washington doesn't like him, London doesn't like him, Riyadh doesn't like him, Abu Dhabi doesn't like him, Beijing doesn't like him. तो इसने सबके साथ पंगे लिए थे। पंगे क्यों लिए? वो बड़ा इंडिपेंडेंट, उसने चाइनीज को आके कहा बंदे बन जाओ, उसने अमेरिका को कहा एब्सोल्युटली नॉट, उसने सऊदियों को आके दिखाई when Saudis refused to back him up on the Kashmir issue. So he pissed off a lot of people and he's paying for it. In the end.
बट सर अच्छा मेरा अमेरिका पे सवाल है, या आपका भी मैं एक शो देख रहा था यू के जी, बट ही वाज ट्राइंग टू रीच आउट टू यूएस थ्रू शहबाज गिल एंड टू please correct me if I'm wrong, to cabinet members there as well to support him while the cipher thing was going on as well. Don't you think they absolutely not was more of like a political thing than actually saying no to US?
I think his people have been trying to definitely make क्या कहते हैं, an effort to um, make things better with Washington. Yeah, I mean they have to. That's just wise politics.
Yeah, but then the stance, then that means the stance of, like, that's what I'm trying to say. A lot of these things absolutely not, and all these things are more or less political gimmicks. Sure, he said Saudi Arabia से हम बात नहीं करेंगे, लेकिन फिर हमने कर भी ली क्योंकि उसी के वक्त बड़ा कन्वीनियंटली वो धरना शुरू हो गया कराची के अंदर, शायद आपको याद होगा TLP वालों का, the moment we said no to Saudi Arabia. So, and then we were like, नहीं, Saudi Arabia दोस्त है, सब सही होगा and everything. And I feel, and maybe that's the bigger problem with a lot of people is कि it's just a lot of these things that were said weren't really, carried forward. And I'm not trying to say कि oh PMLN या PPP ने बहुत ही कुछ कमाल कर दिया. Even, standing against Saudi Arabia and stuff were just very short lived and seemed like gimmicks rather than that actually happening, no?
Yeah, I think, yeah. I mean, what are you expecting? What are you expecting a politician in power to do? Not like piss off the Americans indefinitely. It's not going to happen. He has to make, anybody has to make amends. Anybody. Even like Nawaz Sharif, for example, right? Tested a nuclear weapon. And then next year, reached out to the Indians for peace. I mean, typically उसने nuclear test किया था, right? Doesn't matter. You got to be real.
So I also believe you should be in peace. I think with India and all these, like हमारी इस वक्त, pardon my friend, हमारी क्या औकात है इस वक्त पाकिस्तान की इस वक्त at this moment?
All I'm saying is to your question, you got to be practical. You can't be impractical. And fun was, I guess, थोड़ा सा impractical, and he's paying for it. In the end.